former champions are matched today. North Carolina and North Carolina State.
NBC Sports, proud to be college basketball's first network. Today, it's the North Carolina Tar Heels versus the Wolfpack of NC State. Brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the U.S. Army, a place to be all you can be. By the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. And by Plymouth, division of Chrysler Corporation. Plymouth, the pride is back. Born in America again.
This is Dick Enberg with Al McGuire, ready for the rivalry in Raleigh. Carolina against State. The battle in the Atlantic Coast Conference, the nation's toughest, continues this afternoon on the campus of North Carolina State. The current ACC standings find the Blue Devils of Duke a half game in front of North Carolina, upset at home this week by Maryland. Georgia Tech, the top 5 in the nation. Virginia, North Carolina State 6-6, but a team that has already beaten Kentucky, Louisville, and UNLV. They're looking for a tournament spot again. Hello, everyone. I'm Dick Enberg. Before we get to the setup of today's heated rivalry, State and North Carolina, injury news that involved Steve Hale, the outstanding senior guard for the University of North Carolina. This is last year, the NCAA tournaments against Middle Tennessee State. He separates his shoulder in that collision, lost for the tournament. Carolina did not make it to the Final Four. Now, this is last Thursday night against Maryland. He runs into Len Bias, the knee of Bias into the chest of Hale. He suffered a partially collapsed lung, was hospitalized, out of the hospital this morning, has returned to the bench, but will not play. Hello, now we introduce Al McGuire. The injuries to key players, many teams could not afford to lose the likes of a Steve Hale.
Well, Carolina has a long bench, but Dick, it's very important at this time of the year that you have your team playing on an uptick and injuries stay away. Carolina cannot afford more injuries.
But they have another injury, and that's not good news for Dean Smith. Along with Hale on the bench today, out of uniform, is 7-footer Warren Martin. He has a bad foot, injured on Thursday night as well, re-injured, did not suit up today, so they lose 2 of their top 6 players.
Well, Warren Martin is their leader blocker of shots, but the key thing they lose with Warren Martin is 5 personal fouls on the baseline.
So North Carolina State not only has the home court advantage, they're tough here at Reynolds, but they play Carolina minus 2 of the top players for the Tar Heels.
I would say that North Carolina State is favored in today's game, and for Carolina to get out here with a win, even though they are number 1, they'd be very fortunate.
So we're set to go in Raleigh, North Carolina, and North Carolina State renewing that rivalry. We'll have the introduction of the starting lineups in just a moment. With the injury suffered, a remade lineup for North Carolina State. Joe Wolf will start. Curtis Hunter in the starting lineup. Dave Popson not starting. Dean Smith wants to keep a big man on the bench. Brad Doherty, leading scorer for the Tar Heels. Jeff Lebo, the freshman, and Kenny Smith for the 25-2 Carolina Tar Heels of Dean Smith, now in his 25th year. For North Carolina State, in white, it'll be Shackelford, the freshman, Bolton, the left-hander, Washburn, the talented sophomore, Nate McMillan, and senior Ernie Myers. 17-9, the Wolfpack of Jim Valvano were underway, and North Carolina State controls. Nate McMillan, the 6'5" backcourter. Washburn comes out of the post, Doherty on him. Inside to Shackelford. Bolton likes to shoot from outside, drives on Hunter. North Carolina State takes the early lead.
You got to remember now on the baseline, North Carolina only has a 3-man rotation rather than a 4th with Martin sitting out.
Jeff Wolf off to Kenny Smith. Inside to Doherty to tie it up. Good ball movement by Carolina. They played earlier in Chapel Hill. That game won by North Carolina by 11, but it was a 4-point game with 5 minutes to go.
Problem with North Carolina State at the guard position, they have no authentic or original or good point guard.
Myers, the senior, makes it 4-2 Wolfpack. Joe Wolf, not there. Doherty gets the garbage. Wolf comes in and was fouled by Bolton. First foul of the game against Benny Bolton of State. He's from Washington, D.C. Went to DeMatha High School. Played on 3 consecutive city championships. Part of that DeMatha to Raleigh line. Wittenberg, Carr, Hawkeye Whitney, Sidney Lowe, Quentin Jackson, others from DeMatha that migrated here to play at North Carolina State.
Well, the Washington connection, the best thing about him is his outside shooting.
Doherty way outside himself. Kenny Smith, lightning quick. Wolf with a turnaround, not there. Bolton rebounds.
Carolina's playing a real aggressive man-to-man, trying to turn over the guards of North Carolina State.
Lebo hawking Myers. Shackelford turnaround jumper. Comes back out to Myers. Washburn. Line drive. 6-2. Two minutes gone. Jump hook, rebound Shackelford. The Wolfpack leading 6-2. Myers, Shackelford, 8-2 for the Pack. Ernie Myers, there's an unusual foul. Myers taking the fake, went by, and on the way actually kicked Lebo accidentally for his first.
What happens down this end, if you notice, Hunter does not box out. Watch Hunter. He doesn't box out. Shaq comes in, automatic deuce.
Carolina with only 2 points in the first 2.5 minutes.
Got to start shooting from the outside a little bit.
Inside, bad pass, but a pushing foul on Bolton, and that will be his second.
It's a good call. Bolton had his hands on the hips of Wolf.
Dean Smith agrees. Jim Valvano, his counterpart on the state bench, barking a bit at that whistle. Valvano, now the athletic director at North Carolina State next year. Doherty, he's fouled by Myers, so Myers and Bolton, the starting forwards for North Carolina State, have 2 fouls each.
That's going to create a problem for the Wolfpack. 4 already. They're only 2 away or 3 away from the 1-on-1 situation. And Carolina's an outstanding foul shooting team.
Brad Doherty at the line, the 7-footer from Black Mountain, North Carolina, averaging 20 points a game. He is the nation's 3rd best field goal shooter, 65%, just under 70% from the line. He's had an All-America year. 8-4.
He would have to be considered as one of the candidates for Player of the Year. Here's the little touchdown pass. The pass was thrown wrong. When you're going to throw that pass, gang, always alley-oop it towards the basket. Let the man that's breaking down, Chris Washburn, who has moves of a 6'2" guard. You throw the alley-oop pass down court towards the opponent's basket, or towards your basket.
North Carolina State likes that play. Joe Wolf misses again. He's cold. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back out to Lebo. Rebound. Shackelford rips it down.
I don't know if Wolf is cold or Chris Washburn is forcing him to recock his shot. Here goes Chris uptown.
Washburn. Rebound Doherty. Kenny Smith on the run. Blocked from behind. Myers. 10-4 for North Carolina State.
That's what Nick McMillan brings to the table. He's a point guard at around 6'6", 6'7". That was all leather, that block.
Curtis Hunter not there. Wolf rebounds. Inside to Doherty. Blocked by Shackelford. Traveling on Myers. Came to a skidding stop.
Give credit to Wolf that time for working down court. Watch this block on Doherty. Watch how quick he gets up.
Charles Shackelford, he's just a freshman from Kinston, North Carolina. Dave Popson, 35 in for North Carolina. He has the ball now.
Popson's a street fighter type player.
He's 6'9".
Has no fear.
He misses his first jumper, and a foul on Curtis Hunter.
If Popson has a problem with his shooting, the trajectory of his shot is too low.
We have a timeout here in Raleigh. 15:49 remaining first half. State by 6. So stay tuned. Some of the best of the NFL involved in activities away from football. Always fun to see who really are the outstanding athletes. North Carolina coming into the game. The Tar Heels lead the nation from the floor, shooting 57.5%. Kansas, the Jayhawks with a great year. Michigan State second and third. They're about to set a new record, are the Tar Heels, but they start out ice cold, 1 for 11 against State today.
They're in the single digits. That's about 8.5%.
It's uncommon for Dean Smith's club, but also means that in just a 6-point game, North Carolina State, you know that Carolina's going to start hitting.
Well, they don't have the cohesiveness. When you take 2 starters out of a team, that's difficult. It takes a little time to get confidence back in your game.
Backcourt pressure by Kenny Smith on McMillan. State does not have a pure guard. McMillan really is a wingman playing the point.
Well, what he brings again to the table, he sees over zones and over the opponent. He's hard to trap.
Good defense, but a save by Washburn to help out. Inside to Washburn. Rebound Bolton. And the ball wedges, and the arrow points toward Carolina.
That's only supposed to happen in playgrounds.
Number 20, Steve Bucknell, 6'5" freshman from London, England, comes in for North Carolina. Hunter is out.
Bucknell's only playing basketball for 4 years. He came to the United States to play basketball. He started out at Cowan's basketball camp. That's Dave Cowens, the fellow that played for the Boston Celtics. College at Florida State.
Bucknell inside to Doherty, tipped by Popson, pushing off on Popson. His first. 5 minutes have been played. Popson out. Wolf back in.
A little bit more pressure up court, looking to double team the big guards from North Carolina State. Smith should go over and get him. He doesn't.
Oh, Wolf goes down holding his thigh. Rebound Doherty. Wolf limping down court. Bucknell hits Wolf, surprises him with a pass, but Wolf saves.
Right now, the refs could call a referee's timeout because of Wolf's injury.
He is really favoring that leg. It's Wolf with the ball, but he's not 100%. Doherty with a quick move, and someone got him on the wrist. Let's go back to the other end. Watch Joe Wolf. Scores 24. He'll be down in the corner. There he is. He goes down, holding his left knee, left thigh.
They'll take him right out with Popson. Take a look at that thigh.
Well, he's staying in for the moment.
No, I'm kind of surprised at that. Because right now, that thing's starting to cool off.
And last foul on Bolton was his third. So early in the game, Bolton has to rest with 3 quick ones. Chucky Brown, 52, from Leland, North Carolina, replaces him. He's a 6'7" freshman.
Big statistic, 5 personal fouls on the Wolfpack, 2 on the Tar Heels.
Doherty gets 1 out of 2. Here comes Popson back in, and it's Doherty that goes out.
Wolf must have gave him a sign that he's okay. Here's that pressure up court that had to come sooner or later.
10-5, North Carolina State leads. Brown can't hit, but Fasoulis, I believe, has the tip in. Ano Fasoulis, 7-footer from Greece. Joe Wolf answers for North Carolina. It's 12-7 with 6 minutes gone. McMillan. Nate McMillan has 4. Fast-paced start of this game.
State still playing a man-to-man. Jeff Lebo has to start putting them up.
Lebo, good move inside, sets up Wolf over Fasoulas. Not there. McMillan, 3-on-2. He'll slow it up.
Very steady player, McMillan.
Washburn. Boy, he's starting to really feel his greatness, Washburn. He's a force.
Washburn is awful. Awesome all the way.
9-point lead. Lebo blocked by Fasoulas. Recovered by Popson. Blocked by Fasoulas again and tipped in by Popson. He just flipped it in with his left hand.
Stayed with it. I believe Fasoulas leads the state in block shots.
He does with 53, and he has 3 already since coming in. Fouled on Wolf away from the ball.
If I had to pick a ball play in this particular game that's going to shine, I would say Madden.
Kevin Madden, the freshman from Staunton, Virginia, number
Just got
22.
in. I'd say he's going to shine this game, Dick. He has great ability.
Ranzino Smith is also just in for Carolina, number 33.
Moved in a quicker team, again, to try to create turnovers. They're in a 2-3 zone right now, or 1-3-1.
Doherty, Wolf, the 2 big men with 3 guards, the 2 Smiths, and Madden. Ernie Myers not there. And unable to control the ball was Chucky Brown. There just was no one to get it to, and he was being bumped out of bounds.
Should have played it off the opponent's leg or arm or body that time.
Carolina trailing by 7 at 16-9. 12 minutes left first half. Doherty, that's his shot. He can't hit. Doherty gets it back. Fasoulas blocked again. Smith, Kenny Smith, makes it 16-11, his first bucket. 12 minutes left first half. By Kenny Smith. You saw him almost commit a foul. He recovered, raced back, got his man, and deflected the pass.
That comes with maturity, also unbelievable athletic ability.
11 minutes, 37 seconds left in the half. Here's what's taken away from the Carolina attack by the injuries to Hale and Martin. Nearly 19 points between them. Hale's 5 assists and Martin's 5 rebounds, plus the fact with 79 block shots. He leads the conference, but it's more than that.
Well, what happens, Dick, Steve Hale is truly their leader. He's the son of a coach. He makes the big play at the end of the game, and he's just a scrambler, a hard-nosed player. When you go on to the Martin kid, what they're really losing is that 4-man rotation inside the paint, plus the 5 fouls that he can give out there. You'll notice by the end of this game that Carolina's baseline will be in foul trouble.
North Carolina State leading by 5. 11.5 minutes remaining. Doherty, as the defense forced the turnover. Kenny Smith off to Jeff Lebo. Lebo had himself airborne, and Carolina lucky to come up with the ball. Inside to Doherty, misses the easy one, and Kevin Madden with a cup dunk.
You know why I said he's going to have a big game? Because ball players at North Carolina are all good. They're good and better. Kevin Madden has not got a chance to play this year. That guy can play ball.
Foul on Lebo. The basket is good.
Watch Horse here come in and dunk it. This guy can play in Star Wars.
Meanwhile, at the other end, Ernie Myers with a chance at a 3-point play. His first trip to the line. He has 6 points in the game. It's a young state team. They're going to get nothing but better for Jim Valvano. He is really the only man they'll lose, along with McMillan, the 2 seniors.
Well, he's the only guy left from the championship team. The Miracle and Albert Shackelford.
19-13 on the three-point play by Ernie Myers. Doherty inside, blocked from behind by Shackelford. Boy, he's made some big defensive plays. Charles Shackelford, the 6'10 freshman.
I thought he got a piece from that time. Man to man, he's going uptown again. Here he goes.
Shackelford not there. Doherty with a rebound. He leads Carolina in rebounds as well as scoring. He's averaging 8.5 a game. Inside, Wolf. He misses again.
That big baseline from State has Wolf a little psyched out. But Wolf has had a great year. He really was the man that made them win against Georgia Tech, Duke, and Notre Dame.
He's a 55% shooter. Myers not afraid to gun. Wolf rebounds, and he was fouled. Reaching in, no basket, was Shackelford. His first. Madden goes out for North Carolina. Bucknell, Lebo, and Smith with the two big men, Wolf and Doherty.
Next foul by State's 1-1, and that will become the equalizer in the first half.
Bucknell stolen by Myers. Nate McMillan. State with 9:40 left in the first half. Bucknell is not close. Foul on Doherty, no basket. Well, here's the substitute, one of the freshmen playing guard, and makes the bad pass.
Good steal there. If Nate McMillan is not playing, State has serious problems. He's not a true point guard. He's more an off guard or a small forward, but an outstanding athlete.
At the other end, Washburn was fouled by Doherty. Big Chris at the line looking for his 5th point.
Remember, Dick, I did a halftime show with him down at Laurinburg Prep. He put an exhibition on of dunking and slamming that really brought goosebumps. And a lot of people say that his body at 6'11" is the finest body of any athlete.
He carries 254 pounds, runs the floor, very agile. State has its biggest lead, 10 points.
Nice move to a tight zone with a 10-point lead.
Walker Lambiat, 34 in for State.
Pretty hard to shoot over North Carolina State zone. It's so tall.
Stolen again, and it touched Shackelford.
It touched you, Shaq. What happened? Hobson touched the ball just before Shaq did, and out of bounds. Watch the action. It's a trap, a very bad pass. You know what?
Hobson
He's
may
out
have
of
touched
bounds.
it.
As long as Shaq is out of bounds, and it should have been, State's out. Alley-oop.
Doherty scores on the assist from Kenny Smith. Doherty has 7.
Coach B is very upset on that play happening.
8:45 left in the opening half. Nate McMillan. He has 8. Doherty quickly counters at the other end. Doherty leading all scorers with 9.
Sky Blue wastes no time in bringing the ball up. Excellent pass inside then by Matt.
Shackelford walks. Or Washburn, rather. Dean Smith. 1 of 3 to win the NIT, the NCAA championship, and coach the Olympians to a gold medal. Pete Newell and Bobby Knight the others. Foul. Late whistle on Shackelford. That'll send Brad Doherty to the line.
Shackelford was out of position defensively. You can't play Doherty from behind like that. It's impossible. Caught him with the body.
Brad Doherty, the senior for North Carolina, is granddaddy of full-blooded Cherokee Indian. He's very young. He's only 20 as a senior. We've watched him grow in so many ways in his 4 years at Chapel Hill, and now a legitimate star.
He will go in the lottery in the NBA. He'll be one of the top 7 ball players picked.
North Carolina whittles State's lead to 6 with just under 8 minutes left in the half. Oh my, back in ACC country a week from today. And if there is any argument about number 1, it'll be resolved over at Cameron Indoor Stadium. They're only 8 miles apart, the two campuses. The Tar Heels and the Blue Devils next Sunday, and then 2 weeks from today we'll be in Greensboro for the ACC championship and the announcement for the John Wooden Award, college basketball's top player, at halftime, and the coach will be with us, Coach Wooden.
Well, a lot of people are going to say Duke's number 1, North Carolina's number 1. If North Carolina wins today, I think they'll still hold the number 1 position. But Virginia's coming into North Carolina later in this week, and Virginia knocked North Carolina off earlier in the season.
Carolina's 2 losses to Virginia, and this last week to Maryland. Lenny Bias had a sensational game to lead the Terrapins. Benny Bolton with the ball. He has 3 fouls back in the game.
He knows McMillan sees over Smith. That's what's good about having a point guard that size.
Inside to Washburn, blocked by Doherty. Trailing by 6. Carolina once down by 10. Inside to Doherty, jump hook. Popson. Look at that Popson fight inside.
The
Still
lane
alive.
The red trees.
Doherty finally scores. 7 chances for North Carolina.
There must be 300 feet of human people out there.
Especially human people.
Human, 1,000 arms.
But here it is from behind them.
Watch the arms keep going up there. The big brother camera.
Like tentacles.
Get those arms up there again. Here we go. Volleyball at its best.
But it was Dave Popson who kept it alive, scrapping. He must have touched it 5 times, then Doherty finally slammed it home. It's a 4-point State lead with under 7 minutes left before the half. Benny Bolton with a leaping Lena. Bolton's first points. Joe Wolf. Boy, Wolf has had a terrible first half.
Teddy Nate McMillan. Doesn't get too much pub. Steady every game. Doesn't panic. He hasn't had his charge yet. Normally gets 1 or 2 charges a game.
Bolton back out to Washburn, stolen by Lebo, and the arrow points towards State.
They'll stay down that end of the court.
You think Valdano's already in the tournament? Do you really think he needs to win one of these last 2 or 3?
No. The ACC will go 5, possibly 6. Outside shot 7. Whoever wins the postseason conference tournament.
Branzino Smith comes in for Jeff Lebo. In other words, you're figuring on the front runners, North Carolina, Duke, and Georgia Tech. Virginia
State.
North Carolina State, maybe Maryland.
Lefty needs 1 more upset.
Away from the ball, Joe Wolf holding his second. And that sends North Carolina State into the bonus. Halftime, different side of my colleague Al special day in his hometown of Milwaukee, and it has nothing to do with basketball. So stay with us at the intermission. We'll have Coach Al on the run.
You know, Dick, we're looking out here at North Carolina State that possibly we get to the Final Four in Dallas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's unbelievable talent. And come in from the West.
Air ball out of bounds on the side to Carolina. 28-21 the score.
They got
comes
so much
Fasulis back in.
They got so much height down low. And if their guards can hold up, the only thing again that they're missing is that true point guard. Nate McMillan does a great job at it, but I think they'd have problems trying to delay a game. So handling the lead, they should have problems.
28-21, North Carolina State. 5.5 minutes remain before the intermission. Fasulis turned his head, so Doherty took the baseline, and the foul is on Doherty.
If I have to put a little bit of rap on Tar Heels in this game, they're looking inside too much. This was an obvious charge. Nice pick on the weak side there. There's a second pick coming over on Fasulis. A switch occurred, and Doherty charged.
And Fasulis was injured on the play. Let's see if we can follow Fasulis. He's screened out behind Doherty. You see he runs into Bolton and lands on that right knee, and he is limping off.
I think what happened just before he went down, I think their knees met. I think it was Popson that banged his knee just before he went down, Dick. If we could see that one more time.
He hits the floor pretty hard as well, Coach. Watch Fasulis, number 13 in the back of the action.
Right. Oh, I had to go back a little bit further. You're probably right, Dick.
Nevertheless, Fasulis is out, and number 40, Taven Benz, a 6'10 junior from the Bronx, New York, will come in.
They need Fasulis in this game. He clogs up the middle, doesn't have great foot speed, an unbelievable rejector. 1-3-1 trap zone.
State with the ball and a 7-point lead.
Big asset having big guards. They see right over Lebo and Smith.
Inside to Benz, stolen by Lebo.
Numbers are right. I'd give it to Hunter. Too late.
Kenny Smith from the side, and he bangs it home. 28-23, 4 for Smith. Fasulis is okay, and he's going to return to the lineup. He's at the scorer's table. McMillan, short, gets his own rebound, sets settle. Washburn, what an assist by McMillan.
NBA All-Star play.
Boy, that McMillan, he gives you 5-6 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game, averaging 9.5 points a game. Myers. McMillan. Myers. Rebound Wolf. Washburn hits the deck. He's okay. Lebo inside. Knocked away by Benz.
Quick hands on Benz that time.
Valvano telling McMillan, hey, slow it down. Take it easy. Time running out in the half, and State with a 7-point lead.
Both teams in a 1-1. The arrow favors North Carolina. Carolina man-to-man.
Washburn over Doherty. Chris Washburn with 10 points. Backdoor to Lebo. Good assist from Doherty.
Shame on Ernie Meyer that time. He turned his head.
First points for Lebo. 7 points the advantage for North Carolina State.
Trying to make a shoot from the outside.
Ben's first shot isn't there, but Bolton rebounds.
Bolton's a the one that should be shooting. He's the best percentage shooter from the outside.
Myers, he's not afraid to let it go. Washburn blocked by Doherty. And a foul on Doherty. His third.
I thought Doherty got ball that time. Let's take a look at it. Couldn't be Bonnie because he reached over. He had to reach over Hunter there.
Here's where they called the foul on the rebound.
Good call. Call the foul on the way coming down, not up.
So Carolina loses its top scorer and top rebounder, Brad Doherty, for the remainder of the half. He'll sit it out with 3. 2.5 minutes left. 10 points for Doherty. Make that 13 for Doherty. The man at the line has 10, Chris Washburn.
Last time against North Carolina earlier in the season, he had 21 points. They call him the enforcer.
He leads state with an average of 16.7 a game and just under 7 rebounds.
Nobody his size can do things that he does with his body.
Shows a good touch as well, and with it a timeout. They've led throughout the half, North Carolina State.
All the excitement of college basketball is here. Next Saturday at 1 Eastern, the Wolfpack of NC State takes on Oklahoma. Then at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, the LSU Tigers battle the Wildcats of Kentucky, or DePaul meets UCLA. Plus West Coast regional action. College basketball. It's the stuff Saturdays are made of on NBC.
So it'll be Kentucky and LSU next Saturday, and then North Carolina Duke on Sunday. When are we going to hear your pick for the Final Four? When are you going to announce that?
I will say the Final Four on my special on Sunday afternoon for the Final Two.
Playing it safe again, eh, Coach? But you like North Carolina State to make it in the tournament. That was a surprising comment. You think they're good enough to make it to the Final Four?
I thought last year, if Chris Washburn wasn't put off the team, that they had an excellent chance of going to the Final Four last year. They have unbelievable athletes. Surprisingly, I don't know what happened, they did not recruit a point guard. With the Smith on North Carolina State, they'd be in the top 5 in the country all year long. You got to remember, Dick, that Chris Washburn hasn't played basketball in 2 years, and Shackelford sat out the first 7 games this year for academic reasons.
Carolina with the ball down by 9. Bucknell back in for the Blue. Way off the mark is Dave Hobson. This has to be the Tar Heels' worst shooting performance of the season for a half. Carolina shooting 10 for 36. So they're shooting in the high 20s.
Well, one of the reasons is the size of that baseline on State. They make you think.
And between Shackelford and Washburn, now Fasulis is back in.
4 clock is down to 8 seconds.
4 seconds. McMillan comes back out to North Carolina State. Walker Lambiat. Washburn clears to McMillan. 1.5 minutes left. Oh, what a play. That was Madden who made the steal. Kenny Smith is fouled, pushing on McMillan.
Boy, Kenny Smith pulled over a tough shot that Nate McMillan made one of his rare mistakes. Fouling a guy that far out is a no-no.
Well, that was a terrific leaping intercept by Madden at the other end. Kenny Smith, just a junior. There you see Madden, the freshman. Wants to be a Wall Street stockbroker after he finishes his basketball life.
He's one of the best transition guards around.
Unselfish. Second leading scorer for the Heels with a 12-point average.
I still think in the first half here that North Carolina has tried to force the ball inside too much.
Smith makes both. It's 34-27. The scoreboard hasn't given North Carolina the other point, as now they do.
get the ball into Chris. Nate should put it in right now. Lambiat clears out.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Final minute.
There it is.
Washburn. He was fouled by Popson with the body.
He had no shot that time. He knew the whistle was going to blow, so he put the ball up.
Second on Popson. And Washburn to the line where he is a perfect 4 for 4 today.
Coach B is saying, hey, let's stop fooling around. Go down there and just kick the ball down the blocks into Chris.
Looking for his 13th point of this first half.
Has all the tools that surprisingly he went to 3 different high schools, which is kind of stupid. And so he's never got into rhythm. And this is his first season getting into a little bit of rhythm. Now next year, he should really be considered first-team All-American.
Lambiat out. Washburn, show you what kind of athlete it is. He long jumped 23 feet in high school, ran the hurdles. He's a perfect 6 for 6, and it's a 9-point lead again for State. Their biggest of the half was 10.
Jimmy's going to go to a very tight zone here, just trying to get in. He hopes with a 9-point lead, but he'd be happy with a 7.
6 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Carolina must shoot with about 9 seconds to go.
We call the game clock the countdown clock and the shot clock the small clock.
Shot clock is now at 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Madden can't hit it. Out of bounds. Last touch by North Carolina.
Plenty of time for decent shot. I wouldn't touch the ball. I roll it for a while. Roll it to Nate. Don't touch it, Nate. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Too soon. I have a tougher shot now.
McMillan. Washburn. It counts. North Carolina State leaves the floor with its biggest lead of the game. State 38, Carolina 27. There are the official first half statistics, a shocking field goal percentage.
That's the problem in the game for North Carolina, 30.3. That is their worst percentage shooting for the whole season in the first half.
In any half, in fact, they shot 38% in the second half at Marquette. Here's a team that leads the nation, 57.5%. North Carolina State throughout the year has been tough defensively, and they've shown the Tar Heels that today. The rest of the numbers, nothing really jumps out at you. 5-1 in block shots. Brad Daugherty, as expected, the leading Tar Heel scorer with 13. Kenny Smith with 6, but no one else with more than 2. Remember now, Warren Martin, Steve Hale will not play. They're on the bench out of uniform. Chris Washburn, a powerful 16 in the first half.
6 for 6 from the foul line.
Bernie Myers with 7 and Nate McMillan with 6. 3 fouls for Bolton, the only player in trouble for State, and Brad Daugherty starts the second half with 3.
Surprisingly at North Carolina, with Wolf having 2 and Lebo having 2.
Well, outside the conference, the Wolfpack, they lost to Kansas, but they have beaten some top-ranked teams, UNLV, Kentucky, and Louisville. They play Oklahoma next Saturday.
They are automatically, believe me, Dick, in the NCAA. Don't ask me anymore, please.
Okay, I will not ask
promise?
you. They're 17-9, even if they lose the rest of them. 17 will be enough. I'm not asking you.
Don't ask me.
Kenny Smith starts it for North Carolina.
Important to get out of the gate and get the crowd out of the game. This time down, they got to come up with something.
Joe Wolf back out to Kenny Smith. Carolina guards seem reluctant to shoot. Kevin Madden starts in the 3-guard offense.
One of their problems, Dick, the people that guard them are much taller than them, 3-4 inches tall.
2 freshmen, Lebo and Madden, with Smith, with Daugherty and Wolf on the front line. Madden, short, rebound Myers.
take the shot. He took it because the clock was going down.
For North Carolina State, it's Chris Washburn, Shackelford, Bolton on the front line, McMillan and Myers. Same team that started. Washburn has it taken away for a moment. Bolton scores. Benny Bolton. The foul is against North Carolina's Kevin Madden.
Bolton took a good shot that time. He moved in, had both feet planted. Madden could not change direction. Give you a peek at it. Here it goes.
Back to the live action. State with a 13-point lead, and for North Carolina, a team that had only lost one starting a week ago, they're going to really have to get something good together to avoid losing 2 straight this week.
They have the ability to do it. They have the athletes and the coach to come back in the game. There's a lot of time left. They got to hit from the outside. They must.
Jeff Lebo doesn't. Doherty inside to score. Brad Doherty has 15.
Excellent flick pass from Madden that time. He's playing under control. He hasn't got his charge yet. Myers always gets 1 charge a game. Caught him there, Myers. Drive point. Nope.
Washburn. He's unstoppable in there.
With the exception of Williams from LSU, who will watch next week against Kentucky, this is a true man-child. Should
Joe
be 2.
Wolf. It's the jumper. Wolf trying to end his personal drought. Still 11-point lead for State. 2.5 minutes into the second half.
Can't keep Joe down both halves.
Washburn got away with a little walk that time and loses the ball. All the way. Look at Smith. Nate McMillan back the other end to Washburn. Myers blocked by Doherty. 3-on-2. Smith.
Nice pass.
Lebo. McMillan, 2 in a row. Oh, my. Out of bounds, but Nate McMillan, the 6'5" senior from Raleigh, copying his brilliant block back-to-back.
Show me Mr. Neal, David Neal. Show me these shots. Watch him go up here. Beautiful, all level.
That's ballet. Nate McMillan, 2 sensational defensive plays. Kenny Smith, not there. Bolton touched it last.
Bolton pointing the other way, and he knocked it out of bounds himself.
3.5 minutes gone. Boy, 2 sensational plays by McMillan. And there's another one. Shackelford forces the turnover. Deflected the ball right through Doherty's hands. Well, you love defense. This has to be the kind of game you enjoy.
Well, this is truly a playground-type game under the basket. Everybody's skying. The refs aren't calling goaltending, so letting them go upstairs, elevated in each end.
McMillan. Rebound Shackelford. 44-31. Shackelford has 5.
Wolf has to pop it from the outside.
McMillan makes another play out of bounds to North Carolina State.
Dean's going to have to use one of his timeouts soon. I know he likes to save his 4 timeouts, but he has to use one.
At 6'5", Nate McMillan led the Wolfpack in blocks last year with 35. Here's the first one in that sequence. Look at that form, midair. McMillan denying Kenny Smith and yet not committing a foul, and then he came right back. A minute later, it was Jeff Lebo that tasted the same defensive genius. Oh, my.
Body control.
There he is, Nate McMillan, leading the Wolfpack to a 13-point lead over Carolina. 16 minutes left in the game.
Yep, he's playing at home truly because he's from Raleigh.
Inside this big Chris Washburn. Just automatic. 20 points for Washburn. A huge lead for State. Curtis Hunter not there. Washburn rips the rebound.
The break that Carolina has is over 15 minutes left in the half, so they got time to come back into this ball game.
Benny Bolton. You think they love it here at Reynolds? Oh, good hustle by Kenny Smith to save another turnover.
Jeff Lebo has to start pumping.
Joe Wolf hits the turnaround jumper.
Another thing they got to start doing, they got to start trapping and gambling more. They've been too conservative, North Carolina. They missed Steve Hale.
I think Hale might be able to return in time for the Duke game next Sunday. And the same for Martin. Martin might be better in time for Virginia in the middle of the week. But both out of uniform today, in case you're joining us late. Two of the top 6 Carolina players. Bolton.
Can't let him shoot. Unbelievable outside shot. One has been falling over. You don't fall off Bolton.
10 points now for Bolton. Lebo. Shackelford to McMillan. They would love nothing more here at North Carolina State than to rout their neighbors from Chapel Hill.
Jimmy's trying to have him kill some clock. It's a good coaching move, but I don't know. It scares me against North Carolina. His team's as hot as a $2 pistol. Yeah, they turned it over, trying to be cute.
Kenny Smith.
He made sure no block that time. I'll dunk it. Where's McMillan, he said to himself going in.
That was Ernie Myers, who was down court for North Carolina State. 15-point lead with 13 minutes left.
You're taking the rhythm out of the game, B. The right coaching move, but not on this particular game.
But isn't this what you did? You'd start melting the clock.
Oh, sure I would. Oh, yeah. I'm saying it's the right coaching move, but North Carolina, you got them going. You know, blow them out of there. They're too good. You give them life. They score now, and they're back in the ball game, no matter what the score is.
Curtis Hunter nails the line drive, 50-37, his first points.
And now Coach B has to call a timeout to regroup his team. He's calling a timeout with a 13-point lead. A good call, but I'm afraid he started to work the clock too soon.
It is an automotive advance whose time has come. The Mercedes-Benz Supplemental Restraint System, SRS. In a severe frontal impact, a driver's side airbag and emergency tensioning retractors in both front seatbelts supplement 3-point seatbelt restraint. All in a fraction of a second. SRS, only from Mercedes-Benz. And now standard equipment on every Mercedes-Benz for 1986.
Set your course. There's a world out there just waiting in the sky and on the sea. Baby, it's pride and history. Baby, seeing all there is to see. Just knowing that you're helping to keep us strong and free. It's not just a job, it's adventure.
All the excitement of college basketball is here when the Tar Heels of North Carolina battle Duke. College basketball. It's the stuff Sundays are made of on NBC.
Sundays in the Carolinas on NBC, and we hope you'll be with us next Sunday. It'll be as noisy at the Duke University campus at Cameron Indoor Stadium, as North Carolina and Duke will battle for probably bragging rights to the ACC regular season and then on to the ACC championship game 2 weeks from today from Greensboro. Also the announcement of the College Basketball Player of the Year, the John Wooden Award.
Next week at Cameron Stadium, there'll be some ball game.
North Carolina hopes these two men will be in uniform, a different uniform.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Martin will be, and I don't know the story on Steve. If I was going to stay at Cameron Stadium, I want to bring the peanuts for the animals there next week. That's a zoo.
Don't encourage him.
I love you, Duke. I love you. I love you. Leave me alone. I love you.
12 and a half minutes left. North Carolina State once with a 17-point lead. Now leading by 13 at 50 to 37.
Go down low, Chris Washburn, and let them throw the ball into you. Stop trying to be fancy. 20 seconds left on the small clock. They're trying to milk. Too soon, too soon, too soon, too soon, gang.
9 seconds.
Here goes a Hail Mary shot someplace.
Nate McMillan, not there, but it's going to go out of bounds to Carolina.
That's enough said. I'm not going to talk about any more about working the clock too soon.
Pretty soon you won't say anything. 11:45 left.
Joe, you got to shoot from there. He's laying off you. You're one of the best shots on the team. Let it go, Joe.
That's his shot. Short. Rebound to McMillan. What a superb game McMillan has had. Ernie Myers off the assist of McMillan. He has 9.
Excellent move from in the back door.
Ranzino Smith has his first 2.
Named after Sam Ranzino that played during my time. At North Carolina State he played. I was at St. John's, Redmond.
Ranzino is from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. 2 years ago, he was the North Carolina High School Player of the Year. Washburn!
That was a revenge dunk.
Knocked out of bounds. McMillan deflecting the ball through Kenny Smith's hands. McMillan, another great play.
He's near the basket here. Wants to destroy the rim.
Litigation. Washburn with 22.
Come off their delay the last 2 minutes or so and got back into that early rhythm. Talking about State.
Lebo with a reach-in foul. And it's the 5th on North Carolina. 3 against State in the second half. Bolton goes out. Chucky Brown is in. Washburn can't hit. Doherty rebounds.
Jeff should pull up on this one.
Look at Washburn hustle. Smith scores, but Washburn at 250 was with Smith step for step. They weren't in the same flight pattern, but he was getting back. 10 minutes left. Midpoint of the second half. Myers not there. Rebound Doherty. Carolina on the run. Kenny Smith to Lebo. Nice play by Jeff Lebo. 54-43.
Why don't you try to trap right now? That's Dean's style. Where's the trap going to develop? Now, I thought they trapped, trying to get a run going. They're right back in there now, 11. They can drop to that single digit. They'll tighten up State a little bit. Slow down, let Shaq and Wash go down low. Hammer away, take advantage of Martin not being eligible to play. Able to play, excuse me. He's eligible, obviously. Oh, what a pass.
Basket is good. Washburn with the assist to Chucky Brown.
Fantastic.
Kevin Madden sends Chucky Brown to the line. He's a freshman from Brunswick High School in Leland, North Carolina, averaging 4 points a game. Over the top, Fasoulas.
Fasoulas thought he was pole vaulting that time. Put his arm on Wolf's shoulder and just pole vaulted up. Maybe they allow that. Where's he from? He's from Italy?
Greece.
Greece. Somewhere in the Mediterranean.
State leading with less than 9 minutes left. Inside Doherty with a left hand, the foul on Shackelford with a body. His third.
Shackelford is going to say here, he says, hey, all I did is put my arms up. I did not move. Watch Shaq. He'll just put his arms up. Get him up, Shaq. Now you're pushing him a little bit. Now he just keeps his arms up. Now keep him up. Don't put him down, Shaq. Keep him up for a little bit longer. That's nice. Keep him up there, son. That's good. In comes the enforcer.
Washburn in and Shackelford out. 6'10" Shackelford replaced by the 6'11" Washburn. Doherty nails a couple more and has 17 in the game. Back to an 11-point state lead.
What an athlete.
McMillan at 6'5". Washburn, the way he bounces around, he just plays so enthusiastically.
He bounces into rhythm. Watch him, he gets the ball. He'll have a little bounce after he gets it, then he'll put it up.
Stolen by Joe Wolf. Here's Carolina's chance to cut to 9.
Jeff is free.
Levo. And it is a 9-point state lead. 56-47. Less than 8 minutes remaining. Carolina has cut once a 17-point lead into a 7-point lead on Curtis Hunter's steal.
And the pressure up court. Another timeout by Jimmy B. That leaves him only with 2 timeouts left.
A 10-point change for Carolina from 17 to 7 points down. As you said, Coach, North Carolina and State with some great athletes. They can only play 5 at a time.
They have no bad players, good and better.
7 minutes, 39 seconds left. Welcome back to Reynolds Coliseum, where North Carolina State enthusiastically enjoying that big 17-point lead in this half, and suddenly it's a game at 7.
Well, you're playing against the #1 team in the nation, Dick. You never can take it easy. The coaching move that Jimmy B made is the proper move. I'm saying in this particular game, going against the heavyweight champ of the world, you got to be very careful if you start playing the clock and not the opponent.
So there is you're just saying your gut reaction to it was, hey, I'm not going to, normally you'd want to, as a coach, to slow it down, but you would say at this time up by 17, let's try to get up by 27.
No, if I was coaching, I would have done the same thing B does, but as an announcer in today's game and looking at it from a different view, I guess, I would have kept it going. Because now Carolina's practice will come into effect, and they'll turn you over.
There it is. The 10 seconds. The clock showing that 34 seconds on the shot clock, so that makes it a little easier to make that 10-second call, or it makes it more accurate, a more accurate call.
Dick, anytime you call a timeout, Dean is going to change his defense on you and try to turn you over, which he did that time. Here is an important basket for both teams. State doesn't want them to make it, obviously. Carolina just about needs it. Almost 7 minutes left in the game.
7 minutes and 14 seconds left. North Carolina seemingly out of the game early in the second half. Curtis Hunter isn't there. Bernie Myers rebounds. North Carolina State by 7.
Very simple play now. They'll work the clock a little bit and get it down into Chris.
Washburn comes up high.
That's only temporary. He'll go back down low with Shackelford.
Myers loses it out of bounds. Joe Wolf, rested for a couple of minutes, returns for Carolina, as does Kevin Madden. Hunter and Popson go out. So now Dean Smith, with the 2 injuries, Warren Martin and Steve Hale out. Now he has his 5 best shooters on the floor.
Jeff Lebo has started to hit. He has 2 baskets in the second half. Wolf can bottom it out. They got good shooters out there.
Joe Wolf. Ernie Myers gets the rebound. 6:24 left.
That was a big miss by Carolina. It has to go inside this time. They got to play Bolton honest out there. You got to play him honest. Oh, boy,
Bolton.
What a mistake. Wow.
Denny Bolton, 12 points, mostly from outside. Washburn with a block. Wolf scores on the second effort. Joe Wolf with 8. 58-51, North Carolina State, 5:45 left.
And remember, Dean Smith has 3 timeouts remaining, and the arrow is favoring the Wolfpack. Get the ball down low this time, Chris.
5.5 minutes left. Shot clock at 18. That Lebo's a pesky defender. Bolton again. Oh, is he hot? Benny Bolton with 14. Doherty. Myers rebounds.
Now they go to more serious delay. Now you're inside that 5 minutes. Carolina needs the ball 5 times to win.
Shackelford. Lebo. Oh, Lebo took a slap in the face. Kenny Smith. And a blocking foul against State. Dean Smith looking for the goaltend as well, but that's not the call.
The reason that he didn't get called for charge, if you watch Smith, he puts his body sideways right here, which saved the charge and created a blocking call.
Nate McMillan picks up the foul, his second.
And they wanted on Shackelford a call of goaltending that time, which was no call.
10 points for Kenny Smith, just under his average.
Surprisingly for Kenny, he missed a big foul shot against Maryland. He usually doesn't do that. He stepped up to that line and beat Marquette earlier in the season. You can almost say it's automatic, especially down in prime time like this.
That was with Carolina leading by 2 and just seconds left. 7-point lead again for State. 4:39 left.
Watch for the football pass here. Touchdown pass. Everyone up close. There goes Chris. Don't give it to him. I'd back it out. I'd now start to work the clock seriously. Back it out.
Washburn, no basket. Foul on Wolf before the shot. Valvano not happy at all with that result. 3rd on Wolf. By the way, as you saw yesterday, those towels are for sale. Just contact Valvano. He'll sell you anything. Put your name. He'll make it a big one, a small towel, whatever you want.
Carolina can still give 2 fouls before the 1-and-1. State's only committed 2 fouls in the second half. So State's in the driver's seat.
4:12 left. Wide open. Chris Washburn has 24. Doherty.
Timeout, North Carolina, quick. He now is getting into his coaching style, which he uses at the end of every game. Now watch this monster dunk, this tomahawk dunk. Anything but a rocking chair dunk this is. Go get him, pal.
3 minutes and 54 seconds remain. How come Don Criqui always gets those Hawaii assignments? That should be fun. We're seeing some super teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and we'll see the best of the NFL. Guys like Dan Hampton, Ron Brown of the Rams, Steve Largent of the Seahawks, Miami's Mark Clayton, many others competing in non-football events. Hey, you used to have a suit made out of that material. Stay with us right after our game here from Raleigh, North Carolina, where State leads North Carolina by 7, 62-55. 3 minutes and 54 seconds remain.
2 timeouts each. Coach B wants ball control and poise right now. Obviously, Dean wants a TO. Turnover.
Bolton. Hawks. And a foul by Rancino Smith. That'll send Benny Bolton to the line. Bolton is one of their better free throw shooters. 75.9%.
Excuse me, they still got another foul to give. That's only
they won't. Okay.
And they'll give another one right away.
2 more. That's right. They want to force that situation. Washburn, meanwhile, patrolling that baseline, seems to get a field goal anytime the Wolfpack want it.
The poise that Coach B was talking about.
For a very young team, they sort of, oh, there's a mistake. Shackelford misjudging McMillan's or Myers' move, and so Carolina, trailing by 7, takes it down court. 3 minutes 10 seconds left.
Myers was clearing out. Big shot right here. Big. I'd have Lebo take it if he could.
Smith knocked away. Wolf goaltending on Shackelford, and it's 62-57. 10 points for Wolf.
A lot of pressure up court. Put a one-man zone back to Wolf.
Rancino Smith, he has the fouls to give, his second, and now it's 16 fouls on Carolina. State has committed only 3 in the second half.
All right, now if they're going to foul, they got to pick the weaker foul shooters.
Bernie Myers is not the man to foul. He leads the Atlantic Coast Conference, at least in league play and free throw shooting. That's Myers with the ball. Ooh, takes a tough shot. 7-point lead again with 2:25 left. Foul on McMillan.
That's only the 3rd foul on State. A very difficult shot from the corner this time by E, especially in this time of the game. But he's been around a long time. He's a positive thinker.
I tell you what, though, those are the kinds of shots that make you want to be an athletic director.
Oh, I don't think. I think Coach B would be an athletic director about 2 meetings.
.2:19 left. Brad Doherty, and a foul on Wolf of North Carolina. His 4th. No, it is a sign of an outstanding team. Carolina has really been outplayed today, and yet you always get the feeling, even now, that Dean Smith's team is in it.
Well, they got 2 timeouts left, and they fouled the wrong guy. Bolton's an unbelievable outside shooter. Pretty hard when you take 2 players out of the starting lineup. You take one out and cover, but Martin's an important person on that baseline, and Hale is the leader.
Bolton. What do they say? NBC, nothing but cotton. Bolton has done that all day. 15 points, and his 7 field goals, almost every one from fairly long range. 66-57 with time running out on North Carolina. Ranzino Smith, it counts, and he was fouled. Nate McMillan says I fouled him before the shot.
It's a good foul if you could get him before the shot, because they've only committed 4 personal fouls or 3.
I think that's what he was trying to do, the thinking senior. He wasn't figuring Ranzino Smith was going to shoot.
So you're looking at a possible 4-point play here. They're in a 2-3 zone. The shot will come from the outside.
Rebound by Bolton.
They needed that shot by Smith that time, Dick. Now they're really spread out.
Lebo with a foul. That'll send McMillan to the line. He, too, a good shooter, 76% on the year. Dave Popson called upon. Boy, the intensity of the competition in this conference. And, of course, everyone is pointing at North Carolina.
Well, very tough to play in Reynolds here. This is a difficult place to come out with a win. Also, Cameron.
The reason why at the other end Carolina got the basket but did not shoot the free throw, the foul was after the shot, away from the ball, so they got the shot and the ball, too. McMillan. Well, he has had an outstanding game. What a save by Ranzino Smith. Kenny Smith fouled by Myers. That will be the 6th team foul on State.
Watch Zeno really hustle for this save.
Oh, he was about 15 feet into the backcourt midair. Terrific camera work. Our NBC crew to capture the subtleties and the power of this action in Raleigh. Lebo, good fake, off-balance throw, and Doherty nudges it home. Timeout, Carolina, with 1 minute and 25 seconds left at Reynolds Coliseum. It's State 68, Carolina 61. Here's the reaction as North Carolina scored at the other end.
What he's saying, the tap's no good. Then he said, hey, give me a walk. Give me something. I'll take a walk.
In a way, he does remind me of a guy that used to coach up at Marquette.
Well, he reminds me more of a movie actor, Al P.
Al P. who? Al P. You don't know his last name, do you?
Pacino.
Hey, see there, you knew it all the time. Steve Bucknell in for North Carolina. 68-61 State. 1 minute, 25 seconds left. And as Al McGuire said, it would not be an upset. Foul is on Steve Bucknell. In case you just wandered in from Sunday with a family and joining us, North Carolina State has led throughout. Carolina never had the lead. Carolina playing without 2 key performers. Starter Steve Hale out with a punctured lung, but will return in a week, and Warren Martin, their 7-footer, a bad foot. There they are. 16 points today for Benny Bolton. He's had a big game. Has he missed anything?
Well, he's a zone buster, and I was surprised that they left him alone on the outside. He must have bottomed 5 of them out there.
This would be for his career high. 18. So he saved his best for Carolina today. Lebo inside to Wolf. Out of bounds. do you agree with this statement? North Carolina State won it today with their defense.
Early in the game, their defense, their baseline, psyched out the baseline of North Carolina, especially Wolf, and I thought they affected Doherty's play today. The national rankings right now, Dick, will go to Duke. They are truly number one.
How far does Carolina drop, losing 2 this week?
Oh, Carolina drops way down to 2. Even with the second loss. They did something this week that was rare. I don't know why they took that week off. They had about 8 days off. Coach Dean allowed his ball players 3 or 4 days off, which you never really allowed during the season. But he's retooling, I guess, for the conference tournament, and then the run to the Roses to Dallas, and gunfight at OK Corral in late March.
Nate McMillan has just scored his 9th point. That does not tell the story of the performance of this athlete.
If he's not struggling, North Carolina State is a dynamite team. If he's struggling, then they're questionable.
Ranzino to Kenny, forces the little jumper. Rebound, Bolton. Final minute, and they're celebrating in Raleigh.
And Carolina will foul.
Tough for Lebo to climb that sequoia.
What Dean Smith does in this situation is like a rehearsal for him. He knows the game's over, but he used all his timeouts. He'll do all the fouling just to get his team prepared and for the situation where maybe he can steal one, which he did against Marquette University earlier in the year.
Meanwhile, with only 40 seconds left, assistant coach Bill Guthridge next to Dean Smith. He's got his cleats on now. He's getting ready to go.
He's going to be on the block soon.
Hands on the key.
All right. We got 40 seconds. Lost his concentration that time.
Ranzino to Doherty. A gimme. Timeout. Valvano fighting to the very end despite a 9-point lead and only 32 seconds left.
I'm going to buy his cookbook. Valvano's. I think I should buy his cookbook.
Especially after he gives all of 5% of the receipts to his mother who wrote it for him. Here are the Atlantic Coast Conference standings starting today. Duke will enjoy a 1-game lead over Carolina. They meet again next Sunday, and we'll have that one for you on NBC. Georgia Tech, only a game back. They won last night. Virginia, and of course, we're assuming North Carolina State a winner today.
Dick, earlier in the year, I do a little book in the summertime, and in August, I picked Georgia Tech to win it all.
Have you changed your mind?
Not really. I thought that Sally started to play real soft. Doherty pulled him down. That's an intentional foul. 2-shot foul. Doherty, he pulled him down, then apologized. He pulled Shackelford down. If we can catch a replay on that, it'd be interesting.
Shackelford, a 62% shooter. Obviously, in the timeout, they said, you fouled that man.
You're better off giving him 2 shots than someone else 1 and 1, say a Bolt. But the game's over anyway, and Dean is just rehearsing for the postseason conference tournament and the NCAA.
They have those statistics on the bench, and noting that Shackelford had the poorest shooting percentage of the men in the game for State. That's the man they fouled. They gave him 2. Shackelford and North Carolina State have the lock. Guthridge has the key. seconds left. 31, 74, 63, North Carolina State.
Dean constantly working, puts a sub in, stops the clock, gets his team organized. 31 seconds. And Coach Bill Guthridge does have that key in his pocket.
Lebo. Jeff Lebo. And timeout again for North Carolina.
That's why Coach Smith is such an excellent teacher. He uses every opportunity to teach.
Is it disturbing, though, to a team that has really been so dominant all year long? Number one, number one, number one. And suddenly you lose 2 in a row. Now, some say a good team can take advantage of a defeat late in the season. That was historically so with UCLA under John Wooden. But 2 losses, and it doesn't get much easier. Virginia at home, and then at Duke next week for Carolina.
Well, I think, Dick, that break in the middle of the year, not the middle of the year, the end of the year, where they took 8 days off last week. The reason for the break is they say that they had to change for the other network. That other network that shows basketball with meatball head, Billy Packer. That Marquette game was supposed to be last Sunday, and they changed that date. So that gave North Carolina 7, 8 days off. Dean gave his team 4 days off, and that ended up, I think, breaking their rhythm. But they have plenty of time to get back in rhythm and again make the run. They are a Final Four team. There's no doubt about it. And again, 2 guys down today. They did a good job, but State just did excellent. Coach B had his team prepared. And this is one of the toughest courts, I believe, in the country to come in and play to. And I even think that Coach Bill Guthridge got the wrong key from Coach B.
Well, it's not only the noise here at the Reynolds Coliseum, but they play on a non-wood surface, the tartan surface, and you don't have the opportunity to play on that surface very often, and the visitors have to make an adjustment. The sounds of the ball and the way it reacts off this court is a bit different than on wood. Don't forget, super teams to follow on Sports World, and you'll see your favorite athletes from around the National Football League in action in Hawaii. Nate McMillan at the line for North Carolina State. Rebound to Rancino Smith. Gets his own rebound. Rebound Shackelford. Joe Wolf comes out holding his knee again. The coup de grace. State by 11. One of the nation's best teams, Carolina, without 2 key players, unable to match the home court strength of the Wolfpack of North Carolina State and Jim Valvano. Oh, they like their wins here in Raleigh, but nothing is sweeter than beating the rivals from Chapel Hill. Thanks to Slingshot Snyderman, Dr. Dennis Enberg for our statistics. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. Coordinating producer of NBC Basketball, George Finkel. Today's game produced by David Neal, directed by Andy Rosenberg. Stay tuned for sports.